Welcome, friends. I trust you are ready for tonight's tale, so I'll begin. Once upon a time, just outside of Crow Manor, there was a place forgotten by time. Some call it a fairy tale. Some even believe the woods themselves are alive, and that if you're quiet enough, you can hear them whispering. But one thing is for certain, it does exist. Don't be frightened, it's just a story. Tonight's tale is about a forest, but every tale has a beginning, and ours begins with a village that was once nestled deep in these woods. A peaceful village filled with hard-working, God-fearing townsfolk. And during the evening, they would all gather at the tavern to share stories over a mug of ale, while relaxing to the mesmerizing voice of the songstress. Over time, their happiness faded, for the crops were being ravished by crows. Through these haunted gates, you will hear tales past and present, as we meet a scarecrow who just wants to belong. But is he scary enough to right his wrongs? Now tell me, have you ever wondered why we use a jack-o'-lantern on Halloween? The tale of stingy old Jack is a cautionary tale of deception and intrigue. For if you play with fire, you'll get burned. But you must be careful, for lurking in these woods are mischievous little monsters. These empty children have been here for as long as anyone can remember. No one knows how or why they are here. They may seem diabolical at times, but I assure you, their presence here is just as important as anyone else. But who am I to spoil all the fun? For I'd say it's time you begun.
In the forest forgotten by time, deep in the woods down in your mind. Listen close for the story goes, the man stands alone with a silent soul. Through the ivy that break the light, tales of tall tangle in the wild. Follow me down as we make our way through the gates of this haunted place. the angels come to carry you away, and the devil whispers in your ear to stay. And did you ever find inside what you're searching for tonight? When you're tangled in the wild. Forgotten by time, stained glass shadows light the vine. Listen close, for the story goes, the man is known as Scarecrow. Scarecrow. And did the angels come to carry you away? And the devil whispers in your ear to stay. And did you ever find inside what you're searching for tonight? When you're tangled in the wild. Forgotten by time, deep in the woods, down in your mind, a man stands alone to find himself in the moonlight of something else. And did the angels come to carry you away? And the devil whispers in your ear to stay. And did you ever find inside what you're searching for tonight? When you're tangled in the wild. La da da da, la da 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 da.
It has been long said in the days of old, the story of our loyal friend the Scarecrow had been told. For our scary man, every day was the same. He had not a friend to his name. The man looked angry to every man, woman, and child. They would scurry away in fear, even when he smiled. He would often walk out of the villagers' sight, so as not to give them a horrible, horrible fright. He had a true passion, and one passion alone. He loved to play for all to hear his music and song. But no one would even come close, not even to hear a single note. One day, our scary man overheard the workers in the field.
I wish I could fly like the birds, where there's plenty of food and fields rich in crops.
For the villagers, the summers had been scorching hot and unbearable. Food was scarce. Things were terrible. Upon hearing the workers' lament, the scary man had an idea how to help their predicament. Scary man went home to consult his magic books, but I'm afraid he cannot use his magic to remedy his looks.
Maybe this book? Come on, it's gotta be here.
Throughout the pages he read and read, till he found the one that would help them. Yes.
Aha! Here it is. I knew I had it around here somewhere.
For tonight, stormy weather was guaranteed. A perfect night for casting spells indeed.
Out in the field on a cloudy day, waiting for someone to come my way. Lonely days seem to stretch so long, but the voices in the rain will soon be gone. And now I'm calling out for a hand to hold as you listen for stories untold. I will walk along this gravel road, searching for the scarecrow. Have you seen the man who does not belong? Trying to find his way home. I am a stranger here in Potter's Field. Out in the field where the days stretch on, biding my time that seems so long. Lonely days come to wash away, voices in the rain that are here to stay. And now I'm calling out for a hand to hold as you listen for stories untold. I will walk along this gravel road, searching for the scarecrow. Have you seen the man who does not belong? Trying to find his way home. For I am a stranger here in Potter's Field. Are you calling now for a hand to hold as you listen for stories untold? I will walk along this gravel road, searching for the scarecrow. Have you seen the man who does not belong? Trying to find his way home. I am a stranger here, lost and alone in Potter's Field. I just don't see how Violet can be singing on a night like this.
You talking about the hanging?
Sure am. If I knew my sister was gonna be hanged, I don't think I could sing.
But you can't sing anyway. And maybe she's doing it as a way of mourning.
I just can't believe that our apothecary is a witch. A real live witch here in our town.
Yep.
Hey, you ladies gonna gab all night, or are you playing this hand?
I'll bet you my trusty lantern. Never been anywhere without it.
Okay, Jack. I'll see your ornate lantern. I'll raise you me father's pocket watch. Worth 12 pieces, that is. Make your moves, gents.
All right, I fold too.
Well, Jack, let's see what you got.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Jack's stealing the pot. Get him!
Now Jack was a gambling man. One day he lost a hand. Took the money, ran for the hills. Now the town was out for the kill. Ran through the field as fast as he could. Ran into the devil, still as he stood. Devil said,
"It's time for you to come with me. Your time is done."
In the middle of the night, searching for something to get you high. When you lost your soul, send it to the devil to get back home. When you break yourself, try to gamble away your debt. To forget things, remember, you hear the dead whisper.
now Jack, the trickster that he is, convinced the devil to turn into a coin, which he did.
Now I can pay back the village for all the crimes that I committed.
And in the night you can leave, they'll be consumed by their greed.
So the devil jumps in old Jack's wallet, and before he knew it, he was out of options. For Jack had a cross in the wallet, and the devil knew that the cross would stop him.
In the middle of the night, searching for something to get you high. When you lost your soul, send it to the devil to get back home. When you break yourself, try to gamble away your debt. To forget things, remember, you hear the dead whisper.
Then Jack releases the devil on one agreement.
Name it. When the time comes for me to die, you won't come and claim my soul. I want to keep it.
When the time came for Jack to pass away, to his surprise, he has to stay. Now he wanders the dark with a turnip lantern, sad and seeding his soul like a cancer, lighting his way with a hellfire ember as he struggles to forget things remembered.
In the middle of the night, searching for something to get you high. When you lost your soul, send it to the devil to get back home. When you break yourself, try to gamble away your debt. To forget things, remember, you hear the dead whisper.
And that's the story of Jack of the Lantern.
Scarecrow has foreseen it all.
We should start with Mr. Fall.
We'll sneak into her garden gate and, if need be, facilitate.
Na 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 na. Stingy Jack picked up the stone while looting through the witch's home.
Where is it now?
It's in his pocket.
No, it's not. I think he dropped
The
it.
Grave Digger now has the stone.
Let's go and take it. He's not home.
We'll pass the Scarecrow.
After you. That guy scares me.
Yeah, me too.
The empty children hiding in the woods, and the little monsters are up to no good. The empty children hiding in the woods, and the little monsters are up to no good.
It's time to bury the magic rock, and now where was it?
Here's the spot. Bury it right here in the ground.
Just waiting to be found.
I wonder if she'll ever learn it. When she does, she'll seal her fate.
Quick, we need to run and hide deep in the woods to sit and wait.
Good.
Now we really need to do this right, cause if we don't, we'll...
Shh, be quiet. Here she comes to till the ground.
Now they'll see it will be found.
Stingy Jack got here today.
I thought he's lost.
He'll be okay.
He will find her soon enough, cause we made sure she's on her way.
Na,
Na 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 na.
The next day, our scary man awoke to cries from the village that caused a lump in his throat.
Oh no.
When he arrived, he saw nothing but frowns. The laborers were angry, with faces so red. Where they once had arms are now feathered wings instead.
What's the matter? I granted your wish.
My wish? You fool! How am I supposed to take care of my family if I got no arms?
The scary man held his head down in shame, for he had not thought through the consequences that would remain.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
Then he had an idea.
Wait, I can grant you 3 wishes, 1 wish a day. So if you wish for your arms back, and then tomorrow maybe for plentiful crops.
So the worker did. Our scary man made his way home, feeling much better about the day. His tired old bones lay down, and he drifted away. The next morning, as he left, he ran into a young girl who could barely speak as she wept.
No. Don't be afraid. What's the matter?
I'm a shepherdess, and a gust of wind came along and blew my dog into the river, and he drowned.
I think I can help this situation.
Without a moment's hesitation, her wish was granted. And once again, the dog happily panted.
Okay, bye-bye, Mr. Scary Man.
Suddenly, to his horror, he gasped. The thought he had used up his last wish he grasped.
Oh no.
Slowly down to the village he made his way, for he knew once they found out, they would not let him stay. Once he arrived, the village was angry as expected. Now he felt utterly alone and completely rejected.
Innocent until proven guilty. Or at least, that's how I thought it should be. I was the town apothecary. You see, I used my knowledge of plants and herbs to care for the sick and the wounded. I thought I was right where I was supposed to be. As fate would have it, I was.
demon screaming, rest in peace inside of you. Double, double toiling trouble from a deadly witch's brew. Feel the pain in everything that binds them there. They're lost and alone by all you fear. Drag you down to where you belong. Drag you down to where you belong all along. Hear them screaming as they're made to be the enemy, crying, wailing, calling out, begging to be set free. Take their chains and everything that binds them there. They're lost and alone without a care. Drag you down to where you belong. Drag you down to where you belong all along.
Order in this court! Court is now in session. The Honourable Reverend Gavlin presiding.
We are gathered here today to try this woman for the crime of witchcraft. Ariel Defoe, are you now or have you ever been a witch?
What? No, that's preposterous. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been a witch. My herbs, they're for medicine. I have nothing to do with ritualistic beliefs.
You heard her say it. She is a witch. Now, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, your dishonor.
And how do you find?
Guilty.
Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive our trespasses, as we forgive them that trespass against us. Why are you doing this? This is madness. I've only ever helped you.
And now, I sentence you to hell.
Deliver me from this evil.
Feel them screaming as you're seeping down inside the soul. Come to show them all the things that they don't want to know. Take their dreams and twist them into nightmares. They're lost and alone by all they fear. Drag you down to where you belong. Drag you down to where you belong all along. Where you belong all along.
Don't panic. Order in the court. Order. Order in this court. No, this wasn't our agreement.
Shedding innocent blood has made everyone guilty.
No.
There I was, a slave to the wind. A dying soul carried through the trees to be lost in the forest. I wish I'd never found this stone. This necklace has been nothing but a noose around my throat. Just another soul to be forgotten. And that's the day my spirit died. been deserted. My soul feels no purpose. My mind's paralyzed. My spirit has died.
Tangled, tangled, tangled in the wild. 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 Tangled, tangled, tangled in the wild.
Loss can bring up so much emotion. Been holding on to see the light. Transformation is deep. Deep roots are breathing on the surface. I'm feeling bound by the darkest night. Moon whispers while I sleep.
Tangled, tangled, tangled in the wild. Tangled, tangled, tangled in the wild. Tangled, tangled, tangled in the wild. Tangled, tangled, tangled in the wild.
Now lost and blind in Tanglewylde, Ariel wanders aimlessly through the fog, when suddenly a hand reaches out for hers. What's this? It's Jack of the Lantern, holding her wrist.
What are you doing here? Where am I?
I'm not really sure. What's the last thing you remember?
The whole village was after me, and they were so angry at me. They were chanting. How did you get here?
I don't know. I'm just wandering around, trying to find my way with my lantern. What happened to your eyes? They're...
Yes, I know. I must look horrible.
Here. Take my scarf.
Thank you.
And so they wander. And so they wander. Side by side in the distance. But he wasn't sure what they were, so they moved closer. The dots became larger, and appeared to be two red eyes on a dark face as tall as an old oak tree, staring into their souls. As the fog cleared, they saw it was a murder of crows lining the bare branches of an old tree. For these are the guardians of the forest.
Your silent eyes cry for help, a hand to hold when no one's left. Your empty tears drench the stone beneath your feet to find your way home.
If we just spread our wings and fly, if we just spread our wings and fly,
we are the ones who will fight back. We are the ones who won't give in. We are the ones strong enough. We are the ones who won't give up. We are the ones who will take flight. We are the shadows in the night. We are the ones, the guardians. Your silent eyes hope for peace in a world of hate and no belief.
if we just spread our wings and fly, if we just spread our wings and fly,
we are the ones who will fight back. We are the ones who won't give in. We are the ones strong enough. We are the ones who won't give up. We are the ones who will take flight. We are the shadows in the night. We are the ones. Who will fight back. We are the ones who won't give in. We are the ones strong enough. We are the ones who won't give up. We are the ones who will take flight. We are the shadows in the night. We are the ones. We are the ones, the guardians.
And so the guardians purified the magic of the amulet, bestowing it into the center of the all-seeing eye placed upon her hood. Now she could see as the crows do. Oh, I almost forgot. I didn't tell you the whole story about the night Jack ran out of the pub. There was something much more sinister going on that night than once believed. As the sound of mischief fills the air, the little monsters are up to no good once more.
Empty children hiding in the woods, and the little monsters are up to no good. The empty children hiding in the woods, and the little monsters are up to no good.
The singing girl is the real witch.
She looks like such a...
Hey, Stingy Jack is playing cards.
When's he get his just rewards?
Soon enough, his tides will turn.
You play with fire, you'll get burned.
Stingy Jack, hey, he's gone.
Let me see.
No.
You're no fun.
Not so close, you'll fog the glass.
You're a real pain in my...
Don't sass.
The empty children hiding in the woods, and the little monsters are up to no good. The empty children hiding in the woods, and the little monsters are up to no good.
Does she need to sing all night?
Just long enough to wrong the right. For through the song the ghost arrives.
She rings her bell and someone dies.
She has to get through all the tune
and finish it at exactly noon.
At noon? Who taught you time? At midnight she'll complete the rhyme.
Then the ghost will ring her bell and send her sister straight to...
Ow!
Where all naughty sisters go.
Well, where is that?
Hell, I don't know.
The empty children hiding in the woods, and the little monsters are up to no good. The empty children hiding in the woods, and the little monsters are up to no good.
that will not last. They're always stuck in the past of a future so unsure. How could they love me anymore? Feel the rhythm in the air, all alone for you to share with somebody new that will despise you. Mary, ring your bell for someone so unwell. Mary, ring your bell for my love. I will ask you to dance. You just give me a glance that says stay far away, so I won't have to say. I've a love that will not last. They're always stuck in the past of a future so unsure. How could you love me anymore? Mary, ring your bell for someone so unwell. Mary, ring your bell for my love.
For Violet was Ariel's sister, and the true witch of the family, and was jealous of Ariel's profession, for she was useful in the village, something Violet never was. The little monsters were not the only ones to know the secret truth. If you remember, the Scarecrow knows all.
Like a disease that courses through the vein, and the pain you feel, if you feel at all, is it real? Is it real? And I see through you, and I know the truth, and I see through you, and I know the truth. And now you've broken in just to break away. And the ones you loved, if you loved at all, was it me? Was it me? And I see through you, and I know the truth, and I see through you, and I know the truth. And I see through you, and I know the truth, and I see through you, and I know the truth.
As we make our way to the end, we once again see the Scarecrow keeping an eye on the forest. But how does his story end, you may wonder? Well, I'll tell you. Just then, one last idea the scary man would try, thinking of how the animals would scurry away and hide.
What if I stood in the field? I can play my music all day to scare away the crows.
So stand in the field he did. The crops grew to be plentiful, and the crows he forbid. For once the scary man finally belongs, playing out in the field and singing his songs. One day, his time finally ran out at long last. The scary man grew old and passed. For the crows returned once again, and food was vanishing across the land. The villagers took a pumpkin and carved a face, took the scary man's clothes, and dressed a tall wooden stake. In the field, the scarecrow was planted. With the scary man's old guitar slung over his shoulder, the crows vanished. Day after day in the field, the scarecrow stood, keeping the crows at bay with his long coat, unkempt hair, and old guitar, for the villagers knew he could. There was still a little magic left in the scary man's guitar, for in the night, the scarecrow can climb off his stake and roam the fields under the stars. Those fortunate enough to meet the scarecrow without fright will be granted 3 wishes in the night. Some say in the night, if you listen hard and long, you can still hear the scarecrow play his song.
The life you live in silence, so no one else will hear the sound of screams as you're drowning in your tears. The scarecrows that no one understands, and the lost souls buried in the sands. The empty child who hides his eyes, waiting for the day to arise. The day turns to night, the night comes alive with the spirit from the souls you sacrifice. The scarecrows that no one understands, and the lost souls buried in the sands. The empty child who hides his eyes, waiting for the day to arise. The scarecrows that no one understands, and the lost souls buried in the sands. The empty child who hides his eyes, waiting for the day, waiting for the day to arise.
I'm afraid our journey has come to an end. But beware of stingy old Jack, for he is still bound to wander the earth, lost forever, with nothing but the devil's cruelty to light his path. Many have claimed to have seen him, but none who have followed him have ever returned. Turn away, for if you follow him into the woods, you will be forever tangled in the wild.
Come into the woods and you